Getting kids ready for college is not pretty. It took sometimes getting in my car, driving to a kid's house, and standing outside their bedroom door with a screwdriver and saying, if you don't open the door and get in the car and come to school with me, I'm gonna take the hinges off your door and take you with me. That's what it takes sometimes. When I started this school, I swore I would never open another school. And I said that for 4 years. It was on lottery day in that 4th year. I was faced once again with parents and students in tears because they hadn't been accepted to the school. I realized I didn't have another choice. We had to open more schools.
What drives Diane? It's seeing children who would have been tracked and set aside from a college prep program wind up on their way to college.
The Summit Model Schools are designed on the idea that all students can succeed in college.
The only way to do that is to have the same high expectations for all students.
Summit has really helped me to excel. I think without Summit, I would have kind of just sunk into the crowds of people at bigger schools.
What's great about our environment is we make decisions by consensus. Everyone is involved.
The fact that it was such a community really helped me pursue my education to the fullest.
Once I finally realized that I needed to open more schools, then it was, how do you do that?
We observed that the critical problem that other charter management organizations had was finding the leaders for those new schools. So Diane, in what I would call a blinding glimpse of the obvious, was we're hiring the best and the brightest teachers. Why don't we help them become leaders?
The Leadership Fellows program was launched to prepare our teachers to become future leaders of other schools that we open.
We have programs for them where they do problem-based learning, where they do case study analysis, where they do literature reviews.
We are not replicating a specific school in a specific location. We're replicating what comes down to a culture. And a culture is made up of attitudes, beliefs, and norms. The kids of each school get to pick the mascot. And they have to do it by consensus, so there's no voting. Every kid has to agree. They selected the husky, and Everest this year came to consensus on the snow leopard. The interesting dynamic there is you have to think about taking some of these great peoples from your existing school and moving them to a new school.
This is tough. There's a lot of stuff to do, so there were some moments there where I wasn't convinced that it was actually gonna be best for Summit as a school. And she called me and she said, I think we need to go out to coffee. And we met on a Sunday and we ended up talking for about 3 hours. You have to believe really deeply. This is so good for public education, and it's a critical part of moving forward.
I was one of the people who was a little worried, and I am amazed at how right Diane was, that everyone can and will lead when given the opportunity and the support, and she's built those things in.
I was talking to the editor of a magazine called Education Next, and he said, what's the one thing you've learned? And I said, it's how vicious the opposition is.
Like many charter schools, the local school district is not receptive to us being here.
Knowing that Diane is the one leading the charge in a challenging situation for us at the forefront of this effort to expand is amazing.
This is an experiment and we're not safe yet. There are still plenty powerful foes out there that hope that we won't exist in the future. I really believe in what charter schools can bring, and so I'm really excited about the solidifying of charter schools as a piece of public education in America.